Hi, this is Lottery Man. Welcome to another episode of the Swing of Smart Content Development series. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to write functions. So, what are functions? Functions are usable blocks of code that can perform specific tasks. So, every move module must contain a function. We have about 5 to 6 types of function. We're going to be talking about 3 in this tutorial video. So how do you write functions? First of all, I'm going to show you how to write internal functions. That is, functions that can be used only in the same module. So to write internal function, you have to start with the keyword fun. So fun, then you have to put in your function name. Let me call my function name add. Then it can accept parameters. Let me call my first parameter number 1. And we must also give parameter a type. So let me say it's an unsigned integer u64, so u64, and let me call my score parameter num2. Then also it's going to be u64. So this is it. This is how to write a function using a keyword fun. That's an internal function. This function can only be called inside the same module. So I cannot call inside the basic function module. I cannot call this function outside this module. And also, our function, you can also choose to give it a return value. So our return value has to be of type u64. So what I can do, I can just say let's addition equal to num1 plus num2. Then I'm going to return addition. So I can either use the keyword return addition, or either way I can just type addition at the last line without putting a semicolon. So you can either choose to use the return keyword to return a value, or just like the variable. So let's say I remove this u64. It needs to bring up an error once I put a semicolon. So I want to return the value, and the value is of type u64. And also this our addition, if you look at it, is of type u64. So I'm going to return the value of type u64. And also putting semicolon means while having a return value, it's going to pop on an error. You see expected u64. So we have to roll a semicolon to show that it's returning that value. So like I said, this function can only be called inside the same module. So let me write another function. So the second kind of function we have, it's the public function. So this public function can be called outside on the module. It can be called anywhere, whether inside the same module or outside the same module. So to write a public function, you have to start with the keyword public fun, then the function name. Let me call my function name calculates. Then let me give it a parameter of a, and it's going to be of type u64, and also second parameter b going to be of type u64 also. And let me say it also returns a value of type u64. So now I want to call this function add. So I can just call this function and then give it these two parameters a and b. So this is it. So we are already returning. So if you look at it now, this adds gives us this addition, which is of type u64. And if you look at it, this adds here. So I can also choose to give it off. I will give it to a variable called answer. I'm going to assign the variable called answer. It's the choice, sorry. So I can assign to a variable called answer, which is going to be of type u64. So I can now return with the answer. So this is it. Or you can also do that without the return keyword. And I can also do that without assigning to a variable also. So if you look at it, I'll use semicolon. So if you look at it, I was able to call this add function in this module because this function is of the same module. So let me go ahead and write another module in another file. So let me call this file tests.move. So I'm going to call this file test.move. We are going to write another module. So I'll start with the two-word module. Then our package name is called basic function. So basic function, this is our package name. Then I'm going to call our module name tests. So let me just call it tests. So now let me import this other module. So I'm going to use the keyword or use then our package name. Our package name is basic function. Then I'm going to import our module. So this module, our module is basic function. So I'm still going to import it basic function. So basic functions. So I've imported this module here. So now let me write another function. Let me write a public function. I'm going to call it public. Start with the keyword public. Then I'm going to give the next one to show the function. Then I'm going to call it calculate also. Calculate. Then it's going to have a parameter. Going to take parameter of a touch of type U64. So you have to always give your parameter a type. I can't just leave it as a and b. I have to give it a type. So I'll give a type U64 and also b of type U64. Then it's also going to return a type. It's not a must for your function to always return. So if you want it to return, you have to leave it a type. But if you don't want it to return, or you don't need to do that, so I can just leave it like this. But I want my function to return a value of type U64. So now let me try to import this my function here called add. Like I said, we can only use this internal function in the same module. So now right now I'm in another module called test. So let me see if I can import this function called add. So from this module, this basic function module, I'm going to try to import add. They give the parameter of a and b. So if you look at it, an error pops up. They said invalid call to internal function. So because I did not give this function called add a public keyword, so it's an internal function word. Let me change it to public now. So I add the public keyword. If you look at it now, the error is gone because it's normal an internal function. It's now a public function that can be called anyway. So that's it. First kind of function we have, and also have the second function, which is a public function. So we are going to be using this public function more often. Then we have another kind of function called public package. So the public package function can only be called in the same package. So I can't call this. So this is public. To write that kind of function, you have to use the keyword public. Then open bracket, right? Package. So this is current package. Then our function name. Let me call the function name. Let's call it calc. Then you're going to take a parameter of I was supposed to add the function forward. So public little bracket package and give the function keyboard as fun. Then you're going to take a parameter of a and going to be of type U64 and b of type U64 also. And this I'm not going to be returning any value. So let me just call this. Let me just do a minus, let me just use a plus b. Let me use a plus b. But this I'm not going to be returning these values. So I'm going to add this semicolon at the end. So now I can still call this function here since they have the same package name. So this package with this function, they have the same package name. So like I'm still able to call this function here. So let me comment this code. This is an error. So from here also, let me back to them. So let me try to use this calc function here. So we want to work. So I'm going to write the package name, basic function. Then I'm going to access the function called calc and give it A and B also. So if you look at it, an error pops up because these are calc function does not return any value, and this our calculate function needs a return value. So to satisfy this, we have to remove this return value here to satisfy this, and also add the semicolon at the end. So what we to understand is also, let me just assign it to a variable. So let me call this let's ans equal to basic function. So if you look at it, this does not return anything. So then you see brackets like this, empty bracket, this empty open up close bracket, because our function here does not return anything. So to satisfy this, I have to know this return keyword. Then I have to still remove this because I'm using this ants. If you look at it, they said consider removing it or adding an underscore. You can move. So let me just add an underscore. I can just move to add an underscore since I'm going to be using it, but let me just remove it because I don't want to use it and I don't need it. Okay, and so let me write another package, another module again. So let me write another file, start another file called test2.move. But this time, let me write another package. I'm not going to use the same package called basic function. So this time I'm going to use, let me call the package 0x4. Sorry, I'm not supposed to use script, I'm going to use keyword module. So module 0x4. So don't get this confused. This basic function module is same as writing 0x0. It does like I mentioned in the previous tutorial. If you go back to our move.tommy file, we have this name address called basic function. So instead of it to always use 0x0, we can equally, the best way to do this is to give it the name address, which is the basic functions. So that's our packaging, and 0x0 is our package address. So I'm writing another package here called with the address of 0x4, and I'm going to give it I'm going to give our module name tests. So I'm going to give our module name called module name tests. Then I'm going to add our semicolon. Then I'll try to import this our module here. This is our basic function module. So I'm going to use it this keyword then give the package name, which is the basic functions. Then also I'm going to access the basic function module. So if you look at it, I don't get this confused. Our package name is basic function, and our module name is also basic function. So I can also choose to not get confused. Let me just change our module name to calculator. So let me come back here and change this so I'm moving into calculator. So I don't get confused. Calculator. Then what other semicolon. So I'm going to write a public function called fun called calc. Then I'm going to take the parameter of A, then has a type of U64, and also B, just a type of U64 also. I'm not going to return anything. So now let's try to access this our calc function here. So let's come back here, and from this our calculator module, so we're going to write calculator. I'll try to access the function called calc. Then I'm going to pass the parameter of A and B also. So if you look at it, there is a pop up. They say invalid call to public package. So they say this function is only visible to this module. So it's only visible to this to this package. So if I call this kind of function is only visible to modules within the same package. So I can't call this function in any other package. So like now, if you look at it now, I have a package, I'm in another package, so I'm not able to access this function. So these are the three basic functions we have So we have the internal function, we have the public function, we have the public package can only be accessed in functions or can be used to access in the same package. We also have public entity functions and we have micro functions, but I'm going to talk about that in later tutorials. I don't get you confused. So I'm going to be talking about public entity function and public micro functions and macro functions in later style reviews. So that's the basics of um of functions. So now let me delete this other files here. Then let's try to publish our package. Let me show you something. So our sources folder. So now let me try to publish this package. So if I publish this package, the only function that can be able to access is this calculate function, because it is one that has a public keyword and it does not publish a package and it's not also an internal function. So let me publish our package. We move publish. Sorry, I'm supposed to use client, not one. So Sui clients publish. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to change directly down to so basic function. We'll see basic function. I'm going to launch our package again. See client publish. So just in case you try publish your package and you run into this error, so it says cannot find gas coin for our address. So we have to request for faucet because on the devnet update usually gets deleted every week or so. So we have to request for gas. So this is for this command sui clients gas to get the gas coin. Okay, sorry. So if you look at it now, we have no gas coin. So we use this sui client gas to request for gas coins. So to check if there are gas coins. So there are no gas coins. So that's why we got this error. So to request for gas coin, I don't use this command sui client faucets. So request successful. So let's what if we check if we now have gas coins. So one way to check is you can gas. So you that do not have a gas coin, so we can now publish our package. So since we use sui clients public. So we've successfully published our smart contact. So let's get our package ID. So this is our package ID. Let me copy it. So we have to call the function. So to call the function, we have to use command sui clients call them our package. So we are going to paste our package ID. Sorry, I'll come back here and copy our package ID. Then our module name. Do you know our module is called calculator? So module, which we use module in our module name calculator. So this is our module name here. Then I'm going to try to call this calculate function. So function, which is a function calculate. Then the arguments args. So the arguments are, let me give it 2 and 4. So argument 2 and 5. So I'm going to call the function. So it comes to side effects. You look at it that we successfully call this function. So the status is success. So I successfully call this function. So now let me try to access this internal function add. You will see that it's going to fail because it's not a public function. So let me come back here. And let me change this to. So I'm going to change this to add. So I'm going to change this. Oh, sorry. That was a mistake. What is going to be calculator? Then I'm going to access the function add. Then it's also going to take arguments of 2 and 5. What are you going to fill? So if you look at it, this function field because it's not a public function. And also I won't be able to access this public package, this function. It's public package. This calc function because it's not also a public function. It can only be accessed in the same package. So I want to also be able to access it in the command line. So if I try to access it, let me call this. Let me change this. Sorry, let me use the capital door. Then let me try to access the calc function. This is also going to fail. So if you look at this also failed because they are not public functions, so they can't be called externally. They can only this one can only be called in the same. So what the difference is of these two? This can only be called in the same module, while this can only be called in the same package. So that's the difference between them. And this other one can, is a public function. It can be called any way. So that should be all for the basics of function. I'm going to give you an assignment. So I want you to create a package called calculator. Then also the package name should also be called calculator. And I want you to write 5 functions, 4 internal functions and 1 public function. So the internal function, the name of the internal function should be add, subtract, divide, and multiply. And each of the internal function should take an argument, 2 arguments. You can either call them A, B, no 1 or 2, X, Y, anything you want to call them. They should both be of type U8. Then they should return a value of type U32. So what the add function should do is it should add the 2 values together. If you call them num1, it should add num1 and num2 together. Then return it as type U32. So remember you pass in the argument of U8, but I want you to return it as U32. Same as the subtract function. Subtract the 2 values together, return it as type U32. Same as divide and the multiply. Then I want a public function called answer. So what the public function will do, it will call the rest of the function. It should call the add, multiply, divide, and subtract function. Then the public function should take 2 arguments. They should be of type U16. So the arguments you can either call it A, B, X, Y, H you want, but they should be of type U16. Then what I want you to do is to return the values of all the answers. So the answer you got from add, subtract, minus, and divide, you should return all the values and you should return them as type U64. So all the values should be returned from the public function as type U64. So the public function is going to return 4 values and all of them are going to be of type U64. So that will be it for the assignments. I'm going to be providing the solution in the next video. I also want you to publish the package. So publish the package and make sure you call the public function, which is named answer, and it is successful. I'm also going to be giving the text explanation to the assignments, both on the GitHub repo and in the description below. So that will be all for the assignments. If you have any questions, you can ask them on the comment section. I will try my best to always reply to your questions and answer your questions. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.